Glory, and welcome to episode 5 of Behind the Cooler. How to find a real local florist online. And honestly, as long as I've been doing this, sometimes it's hard for me to even tell the difference between which one is real and which one is Memorex. But the good news is, it's getting easier to weed out the garbage. And I'm going to tell you the not-so-secret secret on how to find a real local florist online. It's a lot easier than you think. Once in a while I hear, I thought I was ordering from a local florist and I got screwed. Unfortunately, that's common. Those are order gathering companies, also called OGs in the industry. And let's start with what an order gatherer or OG is. These are companies like FTD, Teleflora, and the biggest culprit of all of them is 1-800-Flowers. We refer to these as the big three. And essentially they're brokers is what it comes down to. None of them are actual florists. They are not retail flower shops with in-house designers and delivery staff. Branching off, those three are their minions. These are companies that create online florist websites. They aren't actually florists the majority of the time. And then they sign up with one or more of the big three to wire their gathered orders to actual florists. Some real florists do it too, but they're fewer and farther between. These are companies like Ava's Flowers, Eva's Flowers, From You Flowers, The Ranch, Blooms Today, Ruth's Roses, Just Flowers, and Pro Flowers, which is, Pro Flowers is owned. It's a subdivision of FTD. There are literally dozens. I could sit here for 15 minutes rattling them all off. I don't even know if anyone can identify exactly how many there really are. There's a lot of them. So it's no wonder that when someone tries to find a real florist, the real florist gets buried under paid sponsor ads. So for those that aren't familiar, I'll tell you how these companies work. They underprice or occasionally overprice arrangements that they don't carry. They don't design, they don't have a shop, they don't deliver, they don't do anything. They don't even keep up with market pricing. They act as online brokers. They also tend to do this more with small town florists than urban city areas because there are fewer of us and we're easier to exploit. We're the low-hanging fruit. It's easier to target us through ads than it is to compete in a major city. Their job is to draw in online consumers and get your money. Then pass the order on to a local florist through one of the three wire services I mentioned earlier, and expect us to fix their problem. They charge you, in most cases, a service fee plus delivery, and most of their arrangements are underpriced by a minimum of 50 to 100%. It is not uncommon for me to get an order from them for $60 that in reality should be $120, $25, $30 order, plus delivery. So if you go to their website and you buy a $60 arrangement, by the time they add fees and taxes, you're often paying around $100 for that $60 to $70 arrangement. And because they underpriced it in the first place to draw people in, those arrangements are typically so underpriced that you were never going to get what you ordered in the first place. From the moment you put it in your cart, chances were it was never going to look like what you think you're ordering. And this is where their substitution policy comes in. And even though they charge you a service fee and a delivery fee, they don't pass that on to us. They keep it. So the arrangement you paid $100 for and think that the service or delivery fee you paid another $20 for is on top of what they send us? No, it's not. They keep that majority of the time. And so when we get the order for $70 with no delivery, then the delivery fee has to come out of it. So now your $70 arrangement has just become a $60 arrangement, most likely in town of a smaller town, or in a city or out in the country, it could go down to a $55 or $50 arrangement because we've had to take the delivery fee out because they did not give it to us. So unless we send them price adjustments requesting more money, you're the one getting screwed, we're getting screwed. It's a big nightmare. you were never actually going to get what you ordered because the system isn't built around design and quality, it's built around volume. You're trying to do something meaningful and getting disappointment in the process. It's the epitome of no good deed goes unpunished, and that's why so many people are disappointed. And I'll be honest, Valentine's Day is around the corner. You want to see a lot of drama? Go on one of these big three or any of their social media pages. Grab your popcorn and your favorite drink because it is never ending. And I am not joking when I say complaints by literally the thousands. Every holiday, every major holiday, especially around Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. It's awful. You would think they would go out of business. They don't. And this is why people are so disappointed, and then it makes all of us look bad, and it's really them. I'll get off my soapbox on that now, but the entire system is frustrating. It's a racket. So their job is to siphon orders through online marketing and then attempt to sell what should have been our local orders back to us at a discounted rate. And now you're getting screwed, we're getting screwed. It's the nature of the beast. And by the way, there have been federal inquiries into these business practices over the years, but I'll cover that at a later date. So a lot of people have learned over the years to avoid these companies like the plague, because that's what they are. So now now that you know how the system works, how do you avoid them? How do you find a real local florist? It's actually a lot easier now than you think. And I'll start with AI. Some people like AI, some don't. I get it. But I'm going to start with that. If you use ChatGPT or any type of AI assist app, just tell it to find you a real local florist in a specific city or state. If it's a larger city, you'll want to put in the zip code to find the closest florist in that zip code to save on delivery fees. But Chat will sort through the mess for you and get you to the real local florist, and it only takes a few seconds. It's very easy. There's also AI on the search engines. DuckDuckGo has Duck AI, Bing has Search Assist. They pretty much all have it, but I'm going to use Google as the example because it's the most common. So here's what you're going to do with Google. You are going to go over here to this AI mode and click on that. And I'm going to put in real local florist, Greensburg, Indiana. My typing's a little slow. My nails are getting too long. And I am going to click on the search for that. And Google AI has just weeded out every order gathering company in Greensburg. And now that's all that's left is us real florists right here in town. But wait, there's more. There is another search bar down here that you can go in there and break it down even more. So if you type in funeral flowers or Valentine flowers in Greensburg, it will actually pull up the florist that it recommends the most for what specific occasion you're looking for based on all their Google reviews and social media. So you can break it down specifically to which florist you want to use, and it doesn't take very long. You can get exactly what you want. And I have tried this over and over. I've been doing it for a couple weeks to put this video together. And I've tried it everywhere. I've tested searching in Los Angeles, California, Las Vegas, New York, Atlanta. I even tried Timbuktu, Nigeria. It filters out all the fake florists and gets you to real local shops fast. Every time. It will save you a lot of time and frustration. And so now if you're uncomfortable using AI or just don't want to use AI, I understand that too. Some people are leery of it, but you still have two other options. And these are not order gathering companies. They are companies florists choose to work with voluntarily. The first one is Bloom Nation. And up here it says deliver to. I put in New York, New York, because this is where Bloom Nation is really fascinating for me. Bloom Nation has been around about 15 years. There's about 12,000 florists in the United States, but about 3,000 to 4,000 are in Bloom Nation. But what makes them so interesting is that all of these arrangements, majority of them are the actual shop's work. When we use this is not an order gathering company, this is a marketplace. And they are not broker orders. We actually pay them about a 10% commission for them to run our websites and help us with our social media and get us in front of all of our customers looking for us. But all of these orders, this is an arrangement from Blooming Affairs Florist in Manhattan. This one is Citywide Flowers and Plants. This one is Flowers in the Park. So what it does is when you go on Bloom Nation, every florist in Bloom Nation that serves a particular area, you don't have to dig through them. It will pull up every florist with their own work on it, so you can see what their work looks like. And you can pick whichever florist you want based on their own design work. And you can literally dig through and find them. And then if you click on it, that link for that arrangement will give you their information and even take you to their website. So Bloom Nation, I think, is absolutely awesome. I was around with my original shop back in, it's probably around 2012, 2013 when I first heard about them. I signed on with them then. They have advanced a long way in the last 12, 13 years. So I'm really excited about using them. And so, yeah, Bloom Nation, they're really good. You actually get to see the work. So the second option you have is Flower Shop Network. And I'll take you to that one. Flower Shop Network has been around since about 1999. They've got about 7,000 florists in their listings. And when you go to Flower Shop Network, it will actually, you can put in, same thing, New York, New York, and it will give you a list of all the florists that serve that area. Once again, it has weeded out all the order gathering companies. And you can go through and look up every florist's website. Once again, you have just weeded out all of the garbage. So, those four again are ChatGPT or most AI assist apps. Put in real local florist, city, state, and maybe zip code you're looking for. You can use Google AI Assist, same thing, city, state, real local florist. Or you can go to Bloom Nation or Flower Shop Network. It doesn't matter if you're sending flowers in town, 2 counties over, or nationally or internationally. It will, one of these four will get you to where you want to go and avoid all of the order gathering companies. And these work. I've tested them over and over the last few weeks. They make your life easier, your flower ordering easier, and your chances are you're going to save money and actually get what you ordered at a fair price. And if something does happen to go sideways, it is much easier to resolve issues with a real local florist than with an order gathering company who may only offer a small or partial refund after a lot of back and forth. So that is how you find a real local florist, weed out the OG garbage, and just go give it a try. Play with it. Go play with those techniques and websites. Meanwhile, everyone, stay safe and warm. Keep your snapdragons happy, your tulips smiling, and if you take them outside, make sure you wrap them or they will get frozen. And I will see you next time behind the cooler.